Hello, I'm Nobby Clark. Welcome to my workshop. I hope you managed to get through all those little snippets of machining. I just showed some of the machining and drilling and tapping of parts of the little air-powered steam engine I made. I mentioned in an earlier video and showed the first engine I ever made in the workshop. In 2016, it's just a simple oscillating engine or wobbler engine based on one that was made by a tubal cane, Mr. Pete, who I guess you're all familiar with, and was pleased that this one worked first time as well. I mean, Mr. Pete did say that these engines, no matter how they're made, they will always work, and I was delighted that he was absolutely right. With this one, I wanted to make the same type of engine, but slightly different this time, in making the flywheel in a slightly different way, so that the flywheel actually extends below the base of the engine frame itself. So obviously I've had to put it on a couple of little wooden blocks to raise it up so that the flywheel will actually turn round. I wasn't able to show all the making of this because like lots of things I make in the workshop, I make it up as I go along, but pleased to report that this one worked first time as well, which was a bit of a surprise to me. I wasn't very confident that it would work first time because with this one I made the piston a much smaller diameter than the other engine and a much smaller cam, so it has a much shorter stroke on it, which I must say I wasn't thinking very carefully about this because having a much shorter stroke on such a small engine as this, the method I used to work out where the ports are for the air in and the exhaust was the method that Mr. Pete showed by drilling a hole here, which is blocked off now, through the cylinder into the back part of the engine frame. And you do this simply by setting the cam at this angle and then pushing a small drill through the hole and marking the back plate, and then turning that round to the opposite side and doing the same thing. So you end up with two little holes that you can drill into this back plate of the engine frame and then drill into them on each side for the exhaust and air supply. It ended up that these two holes were incredibly close together, and I was very worried that if I didn't very carefully drill the holes through here for the exhaust and air input, I would break the wall between the two holes, which was just a fraction apart, and I wasn't sure that this would even work, but delighted that it did. It worked first time and runs really well. I was very pleased indeed. It's made basically out of just odd bits and pieces of aluminium that I have in the workshop. I luckily didn't have to buy any aluminium for the build. I had everything available for me. The steel was just an odd offcut that I bought somewhere at some point. Well, in fact, all the screws here were ones that I already had. The brass tube here is something I bought from a local DIY company a long time back. In fact, it's the same tube used on this one. There's a long piece about a metre long, which will probably last me a lifetime of making engines, and I've used it on quite a lot of engines I've built. So there we are, very pleased that it works. Not a unique design really, but I just wanted to make something a little bit different. I mean, I haven't made any engines this year at all. I've been involved in all sorts of other things, but I want to make another couple of engines this year if I possibly can. I've got ideas for 2 more engines, because what I quite like is to have a project like this that I can sort of drop and go back to in between doing other things in the workshop, basically. So I did various things in between building this. I think the build time of this on and off took about 11 days. Quite a lot of hours involved in it actually, because there's a fair bit of work actually. You think, oh, I'll go in the workshop and just do one little job, and then sort of 2 hours later the time just seems to fly by, but obviously it's very, very enjoyable. So well, I hope you like it. I did say that after that I was building it, and I would show you if it worked. If it didn't work, you would not see this video at all. Anyway, thank you for joining me in the workshop again today, and again thank you very much for everyone that's subscribed to my channel. A few more added to the channel just recently. If you haven't already subscribed, well, please do. It helps to build up the old numbers, and it's a good feeling to see a lot of subscribers there and a lot of views of the videos as well. And also thank you for all the lovely comments I've been receiving recently. Anyway, hope to have another video for you very, very soon, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye bye.